Big up, guys. What's good? What's good? It's your boy, MarkN MUFC fan, and this is the Sunday evening. Just a little update. Manchester United news, some confirmed situations. We got 3 deals agreed with terms agreed. 2 of them incoming so far, 1 of them an outgoing. Let's touch right into it. Guys, if you're new, smash the likes and subscribe. If you haven't been here before, you've come to a good place. If you want to get scouting information and probable targets that Manchester United are going to be doing in this transfer window. Big up to all of you joining me, and it's your boy, MarkN MFC fan. Let's get the show on the road, guys. Big up to you, Manu Tato, my brother, and big up to you, Lumen. Hope you're doing well, guys. What's going on this evening? Let's get right into this, guys. Let's not waste any time. Donny van der Beek's transfer to Girona will include add-ons after a paltry initial fee agreed. Big up to you, Jarwick. Guten Abend, mein Bruder. Alles good? Los geht's, bro. What's good? What's up, bro? You know what I mean? And I know for most people it might not be amazing, the 500K that we agreed for Donny van der Beek. Big up to you, Danny B. But at the same time, you know what? It bodes well for the club to get him off the books. He's going to have a future for himself where he could probably get game time, realistically resurrect his career at some point. And there are add-ons, potential add-ons, guys, that could take this fee up to 4.5 million euros, possibly 10. Let's see what's going on here with this report. Donny van der Beek Old Trafford nightmare is set to come to an end this summer, with the Spanish side Girona hoping to seal a deal for the player in the coming days. The Dutchman has seen his career freefall since arriving at Manchester United from Ajax in 2020. He now looks set for a switch to La Liga. And Girona, who enjoyed a fighting season in the Spanish top flight last time out, have reportedly agreed a fee for the midfielder, with further details of the deal emerging. Excuse me, guys. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano discussed the transfer in his daily briefing and gave some clarity on the structure of the agreement. With an initial fee of just 500,000 being reported, Romano claims there will be a large amount of add-ons included into the deal. Based on achievable targets for the 27-year-old, it is 500K initially, but it's a big structure of add-ons. There will be around 4 to 5 million paid to Man United if Van der Beek plays a certain number of games, and this is expected to be quite an easy number. Romano added that the add-on figures could significantly rise should Van der Beek impress in Spain. If he achieves more in his time at Girona, it could end up being around 10 to 15 million euros, he said. The football expert also stressed it's nothing set in stone yet, including with the initial fee, which is waiting on official sign-off and the player to pass the necessary test at Girona. For now, it's a potential fee, as it's subject to a personal agreement with Van der Beek and on the player passing the medical. Girona have an agreement with Manchester United, but there still are some steps, and early next week we should know more. The Athletic paint a rosier picture than Romano, stating that their total add-ons package 20 million euros, which is 5 million seen as realistically achievable. Having failed to hold on a regular starting spot at multiple regimes at Old Trafford, a parting of ways this summer seems likely for the Dutchman. Van der Beek registered just 62 appearances over his 4-year spell at United, mustering up 2 goals, 1 which was on his debut. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. Big up to you. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. I hope you're well. The marketeers, 100%. Big up, Danny B. What are your thoughts on these deals, guys? Yo, Licha has been doing well in the Copa America. You know what I'm saying, Steph? Enjoying that as well. And, guys, I think this deal is pretty interesting. I would back Donny van der Beek to have a decent performance in La Liga next season. I think maybe if we look at the structure of the deal, yeah, 500,000 initially doesn't seem like much money, but it also frees up 200K of budget for Man United when he leaves. You know what I'm saying, guys? And we get a further 500. Now, That 500K coming in, I think, and I don't want to sound like I'm a fortune teller, but I think that spells the signing of Rabiot, Adrian Rabiot, because as we know, he's going to demand somewhere in the region of maybe 200K a week, 225K, but that's in euros. In pounds, that's going to be somewhere in the region of 185 to 200K. And think about it, if we just freed up 200,000 pounds a week off the books, that's Rabiot's salary right there. And 500K, that also could go to Rabiot's salary, and it would be a very good replacement for squad depth in terms of the price, the quality of the player, and I think we need to do that deal. So I don't think guys should be too upset if you see Rabiot, if you see Donny van der Beek goes and Rabiot coming in. I think this deal frees up some wiggle room for Manchester United to do some deals. Drex, big up my brother. I see you're coming in. What are you doing, bro? If you're not busy, pop in the chat room. Let me drop the link for anyone who wants to come in and have their say. Halftime. Haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. I hope you are well. I hope you are well. I hope you're enjoying everything. I hope, all the ventures in the background are going to come out fruitfully for you as well. Let me just drop this link in the comments. So you guys, if you want to come in, the link is there. Yeah, Rabiot in the headlights, broski. I feel like it's going to be interesting to see what we do in the coming week. This is now a guaranteed deal with terms agreed. Definitely, you're going to see some movement now going forward. There's probably going to be confirmation midweek by the time he completes his medical. There are rumors he's already in Spain. So this could move very fast, guys. Don't stress. Big up to Drex and Vegeta from Stephanie. The MVP must say hello. Let's move on to another story, another bit of information. There's some confirmations coming through in the last few hours. You know what I mean? And let's talk about this because I think this one is pretty interesting. And it's definitely going to be about Joshua Zirkzee, guys. And Joshua Zirkzee has been reported that he has agreed terms with Manchester United, and Manchester United have agreed the £7 million payment fee for the agent, which is probably somewhere in the region of £8 million, €8 million, but is actually, you know what I mean? So 40 million euros is what it's costing to sign this player, which works out to be £30 million. The agent fees are somewhere in the region of 7 or 8 million euros, which works out to be £4 million. So when you hear he was triggering a £34 million release clause, this is what the money breaks down into. Let's get into the story so you could probably get a little bit better explanation. Man United are closing in on the sign of Bologna forward Joshua Zirkzee. A striker was always going to be on the agenda for Manchester United this summer, and it sounds like the club have decided to pursue a deal for the Netherlands international. According to The Athletic, United have agreements in place on personal terms and the agent commission. There's an acceptance that United agent commissions are sizable, but the overall package is deemed a good value for money considering Zirkzee's agent and ability. Zirkzee has a release clause of 40 million euros, but United are exploring whether to activate it or negotiate the price separately. The 23-year-olds scored 11 Sierra goals for Thiago Motta's Bologna as they qualified for the next season's Champions League. David Ornstein claims United sees Zirkzee as having a complementary skill set to Rasmus Højlund and being able to strengthen their range of possibilities up front. Another player United are trying to sign is Zirkzee's international teammate, Matthijs de Ligt. So, guys, let's run right into that article about Matthijs de Ligt. And, it's pretty interesting because it said that we have already, agreed, really confident in what we have done. And Matthijs de Ligt, guys, it's not going to be as sizable a fee as a lot of people thought, because I'm going to bring this up to you guys right now. And Manchester United increasingly confident of a 50 million euro deal that works out to 40 million pounds. That would be 30 million pounds minus the add-ons, cheaper than Jarrad Branthwaite. And this guy has always played a high back line, guys. So, it's one of those things where, you have Jarrad Branthwaite coming in, and you wanted to get him. He's 70 million, would have been plus add-ons, and you're going to get this guy who's grown, literally made his career playing in a high line for Erik ten Hag at Ajax. He's been voted player in the team of the season in Serie A in his first season. He's been voted in team of the season in Bundesliga in his first season. Now, guys, he might have not been having such a great time, But wouldn't you bank on Erik ten Hag to being able to get the best out of this player when if he walks through the doors, which it looks like he's likely to be walking through the doors as we speak? We're covering from an interesting week. I see Xerxes and DeLite pulling through. It looks like that's going to happen. Big up to you, Nikhil. What's going on? 9 likes. We're getting up there. You know, Marshall just retired, and I'm hearing some rumors that Hoyland might be wearing the number 9. It might be interesting to see what's going on. If we keep playing a false 9, Xerxes might bench Hoyland. Well, you want to know something, Jarwick? I think it's going to be very interesting to see what we do. I think both options would provide us with a variation going forward. So whichever option we use, the team has a different way they can attack, they can create stuff, and we can change it in the middle of the game. So it gives us an option to change games, make an impact, and probably get ourselves, you know, into a lot scoring an average of probably 3 goals a game. You know what I'm saying, guys? So it will be interesting to see what we're going to do. A good deal and a solid signing. I think we're starting off pretty well. You know what I mean? It's rare that we do. I know it's Matthias. It's Matthijs. Okay, Matthijs. Thank you, Jarwick. Big up to you, broski. Thanks so much for that clarification. Big up to you, Hard Kim Kato. Big up to you for coming in, broski. So let's get in. Let me just go through this article so you guys get a clearer picture of what's happening. Manchester United are increasingly confident of agreeing this deal. Erik ten Hag remains in, and the team remains in negotiations with the Bundesliga side over a deal for de Ligt, who is free to leave Bayern after falling out of favor at the Allianz Arena. Now, when they say fall out of favor, I think it's mainly with the previous coach, which was Thomas Tuchel. But as we know, guys, there's been a petition from the Bayern Munich fans, and there's already 47,000 signatures, and they are trying to keep them from selling him this summer. But apparently, he's already agreed terms with Manchester United. Ten Hag worked with the Netherlands international at Ajax and appointed de Ligt the captain of the Dutch side while he was still a teenager. The 24-year-old has emerged as United's leading target to reinforce their backline after having an offer rejected for Everton's Jarrod Branthwaite, while UEFA blocked the proposal for the move for Jean-Pierre Todibo of Nice due to the new rules over transfers between clubs of shared ownership. De Ligt is currently with the Netherlands at the Euro 2024, where the Oranje will face England in the semi-finals on Wednesday evening. He has given the green light for a move to Manchester United and is prioritizing a move to the Premier League despite rival interest from Paris Saint-Germain. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that the agreement on personal terms has almost been reached with de Ligt representatives and United and are increasingly confident of making the defender their first summer signing. Negotiations continue between the teams over the structure of the deal, and it's understood to be worth in the region of 50 million euros. That is 42.3 million pounds, with part of the fee being paid in add-ons. So this is going to be really interesting, guys. I think this is very interesting work. Normally, United usually signs one player. They talk to one player at a time. It takes 2-3 weeks, and it's really disappointing. But you know, guys, it's so interesting that we've been talking to 1, 2, 3, 4 players so far, and we're hearing terms agreed by this player, terms agreed by this player, all within the same week. You have to say something that this is different from what we experienced even last summer, even in Ten Hag's first summer, guys. So it's pretty interesting. We can see what happens on the pitch. 100%, we definitely got to see what happens on the pitch. Big up to you, Ronald Jacob, bro. Bro, if you want to come in and give your opinions on the signings and hearing that terms are agreed and it will be imminent, you know, we're going to schedule. I heard some rumors that we will be scheduling the medicals for these players right after the Euros, and then they will go on vacation and return to Carrington afterwards. But we'll see how that goes. You know, I told you guys, I've been hearing in Germany for the last week that these deals were all but done. It was basically discussions between Man United and the club on the actual fee that's going to be paid both ways. And I'm talking about both for de Ligt as well as Joshua Zirkzee. And there's also rumors that we are already on the same level of agreement with Ugarte, but I'm not sure how confirmed is that. But it's been reported by the same guy, Christian Falk, and he has been bang on the money so far, this far. Come on, people, smash those likes. You know what? Let's get to some Ahmad settings. You know what I'm saying? Palestri wasn't great last night, but you know what? I think in the other games he was a little bit better. I think it was really kind of, you know, yeah, Jarwick. I think I'm looking forward to seeing them pair up again. I think they're going to be very well together. They know what they need to do. and they both have that, understanding of the way Ten Hag wants to play. They're both very comfortable on the ball. De is a bruiser, and he's very good in the air. So I think it's going to be a good compliment. Those fans are going to cry. No petition will prosper. Just give me the light and pass the Kobe. Big up to you, broski. I'm telling you. Let me just get to some last bit of interesting news that has been coming through, guys, because you know what? There's a lot of talk going on right now, and I know a lot of people aren't sure what's happening. They're wanting to see what's going on. I know there's been some reports that Manchester United might be tempted to keep Casemiro. But even if, and I'm telling you guys now, this is what I've been hearing, even if we were to keep Casemiro, Scott McTominay is probably leaving. So this guy is definitely an option and is probably going to be walking through the doors as well in the coming weeks. You know, Uruguay recently knocked Brazil out of the Copa America last night. So it's pretty interesting to see where they go. They are going into the semi-final where they should be facing, I believe it's Colombia. It's going to be an interesting battle there. And let's see if they get to the final. But I know this guy is very keen on a move to Manchester United. And although we might be re-signing Amrabat, we have 4 competitions to be playing in next season, guys. So we definitely need the quality in squad depth. And paying somewhere in the region of 40 million euros for this guy is not all that bad when it translates to somewhere in the region of 32 million pounds. I think in total spend for 3 players, we would have just been shy of 112 million pounds. And I would think for Manchester United, that is pretty efficient, guys. So going on to this news, Manchester United target Manuel Ugarte scored the winning penalty for Uruguay as they beat Brazil 4-2 on penalties to book a place in the Copa America semifinals. Sergio Rocher denied Eder Militao in the shootout, while Douglas Luiz hit the post to hand Uruguay the initiative. Ugarte buried the decisive penalty to dump Brazil out of the continental competition. Uruguay showed great resilience to triumph at the Allegiant Stadium in Nevada and set up a semi-final encounter with, like I said before, Colombia. Manchester United are targeting a summer move for Ugarte. United are reportedly eyeing the move for Ugarte in the ongoing transfer window. The Uruguayan footballer has joined Paris Saint-Germain last summer from Sporting Lisbon and enjoyed a reasonable first season at Parc des Princes. They are saying that the 20-year-old could be signed for 50 million euros. But again, guys, I'm going to tell you, Man United are already trying to negotiate a lower fee, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's been widely reported by Christian Falk that we probably will be getting Ugarte somewhere in the region of 32 million pounds. So let's wait to see how these news unfolds. But let's on to some bigger and better news, because you know, it's going to be very interesting, and we are talking about signing a striker. We are talking about what we're going to get from our current striker who is at the club already. And with this guy coming in who should be starting work at Manchester United tomorrow, it's going to be very interesting, guys. Very interesting to see what we're going to do, because as you know, Van Nistelrooy is one of our legends, and he's a very good coach behind that. But he was a very clinical striker. And we all have been claiming that Højlund needs some guidance. And while it may not be coming in the form of a teammate, it will be coming in the form of a coach. And Van Nistelrooy should be starting work tomorrow along with Rene Hacker. Guys, it's really interesting because it's really happening, guys. We are really getting the things that we've been asking for over the last decade. And we're finally getting it today. We're getting it this season. How instrumental will that be? Well, that's left to be seen, guys. We're definitely going to see some improvements on the football field. And let's hear the news and see what they're saying about this. Incoming backroom staff arrivals, Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene Hacker are eager to start at Manchester United as soon as possible. Van Nistelrooy and Hacker are set to become the latest addition to the coaching staff ahead of the upcoming 24-25 season. They are part of an overhaul following the club's decision to keep Erik ten Hag in the Old Trafford dugout after the end of season review. Guys, like Ten Hag, Hacker was brought up in the east of Holland and went into management at FC Twente. The pair both have coached FC Utrecht and Go Ahead Eagles. Hacker himself recently confirmed he's set to join United, a move that's described as a great reward. Meanwhile, it's believed that Van Nistelrooy turned down a chance to become Burnley's next manager in favor of assuming a role back at this former club. The Athletic have now revealed that when Hake and Van Nistelrooy are likely to start work at United, the expectation is that Ten Hag will be adding Ruud van Nistelrooy and former United striker to the backroom staff along with Rennie Hake, the current head coach of the Go-Ahead Eagles in the Netherlands. Those additions are yet to be confirmed by the club, but the hope is that they will be in place for Monday so they can hit the ground running. United have been exploring options to refresh Erik ten Hag's backroom staff, and the arrivals of Van Nistelrooy and Hake are likely to lead the departure of Michel van der Gaag, Ten Hag's current assistant. Should Van der Gaag leave, he will follow Benny McCarthy out the exit door. McCarthy's contract with the Red Devils expired at the end of last month. It was stated that Ten Hag was keen on United offering the South African a new deal, but it appears that the offer was never forthcoming. In theory, United were a coach down after Eric Ramsey parted ways with the 20-time English champions to take charge of Major League Soccer outfit Minnesota United. I would say thank God for that, because this guy had us dying with his set-piece directions. You know what I'm saying, guys? And a little bit of more interesting news coming in. Yeah, Ronald, you know how it is, bro. I feel like it's going to be so interesting when all these things culminate. We're probably going to see a few ups and downs in the season, but I think for the most part, we're going to be really happy about the performance overall. I have my reservations and my thoughts. They will unravel with the season. Much respect to that, broski. Much respect to that. You know, let me just bring this to the fold, guys, because this has been hitting up all over the news lately. And this youngster is a goalkeeper, you know, and he's pretty interesting. He comes from Sunderland. Sunderland are turning to him as Man United are poised to consume the Black Cats for this youngster. Sunderland's chase for Robbie Cook is under pressure, with Manchester United determining their interest in him, according to reports. Sunderland attempts to sign the 17-year-old Robbie Cook are coming under increasing pressure, with Manchester United offering the goalkeeper a chance to join their academy. This according to Alan Nixon via his Patreon page, who has claimed that the young Aussie teenager is on the radar of the Red Devils. This development could hinder Sunderland's search to add to their goalkeeper department, with their current number one, Anthony Patterson, subject to the interests of other clubs. Most recently, Southampton have been linked with the 24-year-old, but the deal doesn't seem imminent at this stage. Despite uncertainty surrounding Patterson's future, if Cook joins Sunderland, it would be unlikely that he would go straight in the first team. Instead, he would have to bide his time in the youth setup and on the bench before possibly being given the opportunity to shine. But the pathway that the Black Cats can offer is enticing, with Patterson proving that it is possible to go from the academy prodigy to starting goalkeeper in just a few months. All this hope proved meaningless, though, with a club of Manchester United stature having some of the best pulling power in the world. And, you know, it's said that he might be snubbing Sunderland for Manchester United, and the 17-year-old has been training with the Black Cats since they flew him over from Australia a few weeks ago for preliminary talks about the possible contract. The deal seemed to be going fine, with Sunderland sending Nathan Bishop out on loan to Wycombe Wanderers to make room for Cook in the squad, but the Red Devils have seemingly been keeping tabs on the former Perth Glory man and have asked him this week to join their academy. For Cook, this would be a big decision, with the 17-year-old having to decipher whether he wants to join a club that has promoted youth in recent years, or one that gives very limited chances to those leaving the academy despite their reputation. 100%. So let's see what's going to happen, guys. I think this might be something that might unfold. But as well, lastly and certainly not the least, former Man United star names dream signing and urges the club to sign the 60 million euro defender. Manchester United summer signing strategy, a closer look at Leny Yoro and Victor Osimhen. You know what I mean? Manchester United summer transfer window could be one of the most pivotal in recent years, as per the insightful musing of Louis Saha. Two names stand out, Leny Yoro and Victor Osimhen. This blog delves into why these signings could be transformative. And to be fair, guys, right now Madrid is in talks with Leny Yoro, but they're really not prepared to meet Lille's 30 million euro buying mark. So if they are not prepared to meet that, then it might open the door for Manchester United. And we all know Leny Yoro's talent, guys. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's going to be very interesting to see what's happening and very interesting to see how this unfolds. But if we are to sign Leny Yoro, guys, I'm definitely thinking it's going to be somewhere late in the window. It's not going to be early, and it probably will be the moment there seems to be some kind of information where Real Madrid is not willing to agree terms, and then we might probably just swoop in for that deal. Yeah, big up to you, GJ Superfly. What's good? What's good? What's going on, my bro? How are you doing? Are you well? You know what I mean? And other interesting news coming out, guys, is just that, they're always talking about this deal that is very possible on the left back situation. Manchester United will bring in a new left back this summer for sure. And Milos Kerkez is definitely one of those players being monitored for the position. No talks as yet, but very much appreciated, guys. And you know what? Bournemouth might not have any intention to make it easy, and they might ask for important fees. So you know what, guys? I'm not going to say that this signing is going to happen for certain, but I would say that if it is to happen, it would probably happen later on in the window. As you know, guys, Kirkes just is on vacation at the moment because he just left the Euros playing with his home country. So it's one of those things where a deal might be in the discussion. They might be having premature talks, but nothing will certainly be decided in this current moment. So let's give this deal maybe a 50% to 60% rating that possibly is going to happen in the back end of July or probably the first 2 weeks of August. Because in my honest opinion, we are looking at a lot of different options for the left back position. And he is one of them for certain. But at the same time, there's reports that Luke Shaw, he had a game for England yesterday, and they won. He looked decent, and there are some reports that they might be willing to test him with a medical before they decide to proceed with the left back choices. I'm not too sure on that, but this has been some of the reports that I've been hearing about recently. We spoke earlier this morning when I did the stream, and I told you guys about we are still in negotiation for Joao Neves. Do not take that lightly, guys, because it's definitely going to be for certain that United bring in a marquee signing. And now we are definitely not intending to spend £70 million, but if that's what it's going to take, and let's just say we were to have already gotten to Lit, already have Xerxes, already gotten Ugarte, signed Rabiot on a free, re-signed Amrabat. Spending 70 million on Joao Neves is not going to be a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? We definitely would need to make sure we secure that left back first, and maybe grab another center back from somewhere. And I've been hearing some rumblings that they're trying to lock a deal for Goncalo Ignacio, but I'm not too sure if that's true. It might be somewhere in the region of 45 million euros with add-ons, but it's just some rumblings that I'm hearing around. Also, guys, I'm a huge fan favorite of Ricardo Calafiori. There are reports that his deal is imminent to Arsenal, but you know what we did with Martinez, right, guys? And I would like you to keep your eyes out for that, because there's a strong possibility that we might be hijacking that deal. And there's some reports going around in Germany, but you never know. And one of those things is I hope that we do that deal, but it's possible that it depends. It all depends on the opportunities. You know what I mean? Malacia, the news on Malacia is that he's in recovery training and rehabilitatory training. He has been pictured training with Marcus Rashford this summer already. There's some, they're willing to try him and see what's going on, but they are not willing to depend solely on him coming back, because there was some issues, as you know, with the 2 surgeries that he had. The first one being not being done properly. So there is a risk that he might not get back to the peak and see the potential that he initially had when we brought him into the club. So they're making precautionary rumbles to try and see if they can sort the position out. There is definitely a chance for Miguel Gutierrez from Girona as well to come in. Real Madrid are not interested in re-signing him. He has a release. I think somewhere in the region of 30 million euros we can get him for from Girona. We are already in talks with Girona as we are speaking currently for the departure of none other than Donny van der Beek. So I would not put it past us, to try and see if we can slap Miguel Gutierrez into that deal. Probably give Girona 25 million euros. or maybe £20 million, and maybe do some add-ons with them. I think that would be something interesting that could be done, and we are already speaking to Girona currently, so that opens the door for that deal to be a possibility. The club, the scouts at the club are very fond of Miguel Gutierrez. Ten Hag is also fond of him as well. So I don't think there's going to be much of an argument as to if they would sign him over Milos Kerkez. I think they are fans of Milos Kerkez as well. But again, guys, price is wise, right? And if we can get this guy for £20 million, 30 million euros, then it's a better deal to do than try to buy Kerkez for £50 million. You know what I mean? Think about it. We save £20 million that we could probably use to buy another player. And right now we need as much player quality and squad depth that we can get, because we definitely going to have some youngsters being bolstered into the squad, but we need options, guys. We definitely need options. You know what I'm saying? And then if we get in more players, we could see possibly more exits. There's reports that Scott McTominay might be leaving for a fee in the region of 25 to 40 million pounds. The deal could be base 25 with 10 to 15 million pounds in add-ons. I don't see why we might not do that deal. Waiting to see what happens. As you know, João Paulinho is moving to Bayern Munich, I believe. And as we are speaking, you know, Fulham has been interested in Scott McTominay. He might be the one that might be moving across there to fulfill that role. So we'll see how that rumble happens. But there's also some rumors that are going about that saying Lindelof is definitely going to Turkey. So we might be getting multiple center backs. It looks like we're getting a squad overhaul after all, guys. So, you know, let's see how the window progresses. It is still really early, so I won't be in too much of a hurry. But at the same time, it looks like they're doing competent, efficient business when you're seeing 2 signings coming in under 2 weeks of discussions. And I think that's pretty interesting and efficient. Guys, I'd like to thank you for joining me. As you know, guys, this is just an update on the news and the rumblings that are happening all about right now currently on Manchester United. There's going to be definitely big updates tomorrow morning. I'm going to be live at 9:30 UK time, if not 10 a.m. Maybe a little bit. Let me think about that for a second, guys, before I mislead you guys. Okay, so I think I'm going to be live at 8 a.m. UK time, 8:15 UK time. Guys, stick around, stay tuned for that. I will be on a bit early, and if I'm not live at 8 a.m., of course, I will create the stream so you guys will get the notifications. Don't forget to smash those bells so you can see when I'm live. But, you know, if I'm not live at 8 a.m. in the morning UK time, I'm going to be live at 10 a.m. UK time, 10:30. So, guys, stay tuned. There's going to be updates tomorrow. As you know, deals and terms are agreed so far. Terms are agreed with Joshua Zirkzee. Terms agreed with Matthijs de Ligt. And terms agreed with Donny van der Beek. So it's all about time. You're probably going to hear some more news about terms agreed with other players that we have been looking at. I think the Miguel Gutierrez deal is going to be something where you're going to heat up in the next couple of days, because as you know, if Donny van der Beek completes that deal, we're already in talks with Girona. There's no reason we will not stay there and do the confirmations for Miguel Gutierrez. So stay tuned for the updates. We will be back again. It's been your boy, MarkN MUFC fan. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I hope if you don't mind, share it around, help the channel grow. On the road to 300 subs, guys, and I'm trying to get to 500 or maybe even an explosive 1K when the season starts. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to keep you guys updated. You're going to get all the latest transfer news as well as scouting news on the young players at the club currently and the ones who are being promoted that you are going to be seeing all over for preseason. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, guys. Big up from me to you, and I will be seeing you all tomorrow. I hope you have a good night, pleasant good evening. Enjoy your day, because this is Man United Views, Man United News, and the transfers are coming, and the overhaul is here. Big up to all of you joining. It's been your boy.